So hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we'll be studying about pushdown automata. So what is pushdown automata? Let's see. Pushdown automata. Basically, as we had seen in data structures, we had stack. We have seen stack elements here. Let's assume Z0, Z1, Z2, Z3 and so on. So arranging, pull, place and delete. Well, there are some terms you should know. Push, pop. Pop means taking out, push means putting inside. Now, as we had seen, grammar had tuples. Similarly, in pushdown automata, we have 7 tuples. Q, let me write them first. So, what does Q represent? Q represents the set of all states. This symbol signifies alphabets. This is your transition function. Transition function. Now you may be familiar with this. Then Q0 is your starting state. This symbol, which may be new for you, is your stack alphabet. Then your Z is your stack start symbol, and F is basically your belonging to Q. Okay, so this is basically what you had to know. So now let's understand this with use of an example. So let's take an example of, let's write the question. Question is make a deterministic push down automata of a to the power n and b to the power n when n is greater than equal to 0. Now, if I tell you to make a grammar, how will you make the production of this grammar? So it will be A tends to A, S, B and lambda. Equal number of A's and B's. So while making the pushdown automata, you remember that n is greater than equal to 0. That means there can be 0 number of A's and B's. So epsilon will also be accepted. So Q0 will be your final state. Now as soon as you get the input A, your stack has Z. You form AZ in the stack. Now when you have placed your first AZ, you go to Q1. Now when you have A at the top with input A, this is, so I'll tell you, there are 3 boxes. Oh, I drew 4, let's wait. So we have 3 boxes. Okay, let's assume this is not there. So this is your input, this is your top, and this is your output. So now you get A, you make it a double A. Do this till you get A's as input. But as soon as you get B and you have A at the top, you start popping. Popping is represented by epsilon. Pop. Then you remove A's until we get B's. And as soon as we get input epsilon, everything's done. Your stack has Z left. You return nothing but Z. So we had Z in the starting. You put A again by self loop. Then when B comes and you have A at the top, you epsilon make pops it out. Then again we have a self loop, so again A, so cancelled by B and pop. Now we have epsilon as input. Still string is now empty. B B A B B. So string empty. Epsilon Z is at the top. Yes. So get back to Q naught. Suppose we have epsilon, then also it is being accepted. So this is a DPDA. Deterministic, like in DFA. For one input symbol, only one transition. Similarly, DPDA. One transition for one input signal. Symbol. So now let's see our next example. Our next example, let's take as L gives, let's take this W, W, C, W, R, where W belongs to A, comma B asterisk. Very important question, whatever we are doing. It is where they are very important from exam point of view. So now, when we see this question, this is basically for palindrome. Here we have two types of questions. One is WCWR, one is WWR, where W belongs to A, comma B asterisk, or even we even 0, comma 1 asterisk. That's also the same thing. So I'll give this as a homework. This is an easy one, that's the. But I'll give you a hint what you have to do. The hint will be sufficient for you. Q naught, Q1, QF, final state. When you get lambda or epsilon, so let's write epsilon to prevent any confusion. And you have Z at the top, you return Z. This will be your final one. Now here, what you'll do is, when you have A at the top, you have A as input, you pop. B as top, B as input, pop. Here everything will be going like you when you get A, top is Z, A Z, B Z, B Z, A double A B, not A B, B B B B. Similarly B A B A, B A B A, A B A B. Just C for all the combinations, and then as soon as you get C, top is A or B, give suitable output here. So I made most of it. The things you have to finish is this Q naught transitions. I've given a hint for Q naught to Q1, and I've finished your this part. This part is already done for you. Now we'll do another important question, that is, so another important question is, your language is W, where W belongs to A plus B asterisk, where number of A's is equal to number of B's. So now in this case, you know that epsilon will also be accepted. Here will be having many things to write. So try not to be make a chaos here. I think so two states will be enough for us. Let's start writing. Stack assume Z naught and take any convention. Input A, stack Z naught, A Z naught. You get B, you have Z naught, you get B Z naught. You have A at top, then you give A. If you have input B, you have B at top, then give B. As soon as you get B, input, A at top, pop. A as input, B at top, pop. Continue doing that. And after you have done that, you go back to your final home. Epsilon when there is nothing, Z naught at top, you do nothing. Either you pop the Z naught also by using epsilon, or you can write Z naught also. So what we are doing here, write the alphabets A, you get A, Z naught. Similarly, B, you have Z naught, B, Z naught. Keep adding like that. And after you have done that, just go back to your home where it is the accepting state. Accepting state is your Q naught. What if it was not A plus B asterisk? Then you can't accept Q naught. Then you had to make another state, Q2, where you'll be sending this transition to Q2. So this is if it was not A plus B asterisk and if it was A plus B plus. So this is all for what we had to cover for push down automata. Just one more thing I would like to say on the next page. What is NPDA, DPDA? Most of you will have a confusion here. In your exams, to create confusion, you may be given NPDA or DPDA. DPDA will be something that you will have to think more because only single transition for same output. Single transition for same output. Here, like in your NFA, multiple transitions possible. Let's give an example for you. Let's say we have Q naught. Here we have A, Z naught, A, Z naught. Then you give here A, B, A, B. You have same input signal allowed, but here not allowed. Here you might have to B, A, B, A. This is allowed for DFA, but DPDA, but not for this. So thank you all. If you have any doubts, feel free to write in the comments section. And if you like the video, do like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So thank you all. Have a great day. Bye bye.